Hello everyone, and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin, and we are on episode, or part 16 of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. Hey Peppa Pig, how are you? I was having trouble getting the broadcast going at first, so I hope everything's okay. It looks good now. We'll start with this flashback tape that we have to do. Subject, Paramele's Coco. Should I do Coco? Or am I playing as... I don't know. I'm alright. Huh, strange, you said.
Begin experiment log. New subject. Codename Coco.
Ah, this is the Coco era. Okay. Dude, we got so much to talk about. Yeah, definitely. What was I gonna say? Where do we start? Well, I guess we'll start with... Let's get the bad news out of the way. Which is the more recent news, as of today, is that Sony is shutting down Blue Point Games. The remake studio behind Demon Souls and Shadow of the Colossus. They were such a great studio for remaking Sony's older IP, intellectual property. And dog, I feel down to my knees. You fell down to your knees when you heard that. Yeah, I was in the middle of work. I saw that. I was like, oh my god. I saw that. I was like, that's the last thing I wanted to see. You know, shout out to all the people who are gonna get laid off. I hope, they're talented enough they can land on their feet, I hope, some elsewhere, but it really sucks that they are going to have to break that team up, because that team was like so good at what they were doing. And it's such a shame because Sony has so much in their backlog of old games that they could be remaking that would be perfect for these guys to do. And of course, one of the most annoying things about all this is because of the Jim Ryan era that has been kind of like the one takeaway that you should get from the PS5 generation in terms of what makes it different than previous is the live service push that every studio under the sun was basically coerced into doing. Whether it was voluntarily thinking, okay, maybe we can try this to do something different or not, Sony leadership should not, for no reason, should have ever allowed Blue Point Games or to, put them under assignment that they have to make a live service game. That is not why you acquired Blue Point Games. It's unreal that that's what, that because of a canceled live service game that they were, well, let's face it, that Holst and Jim Ryan put them on because there was so much pressure to throw as much live service stuff and stuff at the wall to see what sticks, just so that they can replicate some sense of like success similar to Fortnite, which is something you're never going to be able to do. It's lightning in a bottle in order to capture that. There's no reason that Factions needed to be, from Naughty Dog, needed to be a live service. That should have been an appendage to Last of Us Part 2. Not the no return mode. It should have been Factions first and foremost. Blue Point Games should not have been making a live service game. I don't believe that they wanted to. I think it's a shame. I think You know, like what Ghost of Yote is going to be coming out with on March 10th is their Legends mode. It's going to be free for everyone who already has Ghost of Yote. That's what Factions should have been for Last of Us Part 2. Ben's studio didn't need to be making a live service game. Insomniac didn't need to be making a live service game. You know, Horizon has just put out their Hunter's Gathering game, or they're about to put it out. That's a game that you can take it or leave it. I know that, of course, Herman Hulst is definitely wants to push Horizon as much as he can. There's a little bit of a bias there, you know. I wonder. Maybe it's a good thing that Horizon Hunter's Gathering isn't as extensive as it should be. It seems very, you know, with the art style, it seems a lot. It almost reminds me of Crash Team Rumble, just being like, you know, taking like very simple assets from Crash 4 and just kind of retooling it in a way that to make it into like a MOBA type game or whatever. I don't think that much. Guerrilla Games is a big studio, so I don't think so much went into the effort of making that game. So, and you know, they made so much money off of Horizon and for Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West that they can, I think, afford to kind of leverage out their talent to do different things like that. But Bluepoint Games should, out of all the studios, should not have been doing this. And now they're getting shuttered because of it. Because of poor management. I should have. Okay, I'm learning.
Next time, perhaps.
You said, what were they thinking? What was the point of buying them out? Exactly. Like, why we bought them for a reason. I will say I think if Shuhei Yoshida and Sean Layden were still at the studio, I don't think this would have happened at all. I believe Herman Hulst when he says that the reason they had to shut them down was because of whatever financial reasons there were, but let's be real, those financial reasons came about because you misguided your talent towards something that shouldn't have been, in a direction that shouldn't have been a thing to begin with. You said live service. It's like the obsession, you know. And this is, it's funny too because like Helldivers 2, Sony didn't really believe in that game to be as successful as it was. But it actually ended up being very successful. And, you know, and then they did the whole, like, $400 million that was put towards Concord, and that became a huge embarrassment of, wasted, talent and all that. Or, you know what I mean, like, just wasted time and resources to make a game like that. And you still have Fair Games that's going to come out. I imagine that's going to get canceled. We haven't heard about Fair Games in forever. Bungie making Marathon makes sense because that's what Bungie does. I know Bungie has its own faults where, you know, and, you know, again, like, Bungie was brought on, but I don't think they should have ever acquired Bungie as a studio. I think they should have maybe partnered with them, but not buy them out. And then for Bungie to give advice to, like, you know, Naughty Dog on how to make their live service game. It's just, I don't know, it's a mess. This generation has a lot going for it. Oh, no. Okay, I got it. But it has a lot going for it, but let's be honest, the output from Sony First Party isn't all there compared to past generations, which is fine. You know, I can always dip into third party. I think there's a lot of games that I've been getting regardless this generation, but, you know, at a good pace. But the live service push has been one of the things that I know we're going to be looking back on in the, you know, years from now. I think it's sad. He said this is utter nonsense. Yeah, I agree. I guess I want to get rid of these TNTs.
That rapscallion brother of yours hadn't escaped, you wouldn't be all alone. Crash is the real villain here.
Will I be able to get up there is the question. I think I should have... I'll have to see. Okay, cool. I can make it. I like that this is kind of simple so far. What do I want to do? But yeah, it's a shame because, you know, there was so many games that I feel like Blue Point could have worked on. There was so much potential there. You know, they really were proving themselves. You said if Sony continues down this path, Media Molecule is next. I'm surprised Media Molecule is still around, to be honest. And that's not a slight at their talent. The last game that they made was Dreams, which came out in 2020. But before that, the last game that they put out was Little Big Planet 2 on the main PlayStation consoles. I think they did Tearaway for the PS Vita, but I believe I could be wrong. But that was 2011 when Little Big Planet 2 came out. To take 9 years to make a game like Dreams and only release it on PS4, not on PC, like they should have with a game like that where it involves creativity and player contribution. That's what would have really helped it. I bought Dreams. I tooled around with it. I beat the main story, but for me, Dreams, it was it's very in depth in how you can create a game with it, but they kind of tricked people into thinking that anyone can make a game. I think it is a lot more complicated, and there was so many tutorials they put you through. I think if people really have their heart set on making a game, they'll do it, but it's so niche. I don't think it was a good idea. I don't think Dreams is a bad product, but I think it was a bad idea. Colin Moriarty said on Last Stand meeting, I agree with his opinion that it was a bad idea to make a game like that, which is really just a tool. Because for the future of the studio, it's just not going to bode well. I'm surprised that they're... You know, I hope that they can survive, because I would like to see them make an actual game again. In the spirit of, you know, of what they are best at, with, like, the creative aspect to it. So yeah, they made Tearaway and got PS4 port years later. Okay, yeah. What we got here? 3, 4. Oh, I knew they would hide some... I was like, why are we going up here? It has to be a reason. Alright, what do I want to do? See, I'm not going to be able to see my... Or, I think I can see my shadow if I am good. But I'd rather jump over these nitros from here. Sneaky boxes. Okay, so the checkpoint's right there. How do I want to go about this? I think what I want to do is get rid of this box, and then drop down to the TNT, go to the next TNT, and then use that box as my way back up. So... Okay. That worked. Nothing left? Okay, we got the checkpoint. But yeah, it's sad. I mean, what, like, it was no... I'm trying to think, like, what other live service games were, You said, oh yeah, you beat Tears of the Kingdom. Congratulations. Excellent. Yeah, right now I'm just going through Pokemon Yellow still. I'm like in Saffron City at the moment. I'm trying to keep all of my Pokemon like at the same level, so that's been fun. Oh, by the way, I went to Miller's Ale House with friends over the week on Monday, and I haven't been there in like over a year. And what's interesting now is they put this little iPad thing, what they call like a Ziosk or something like that, on every table. And on that little pad, there's little like games or whatever. Which is weird because Miller Ale House isn't really a place for kids. I feel like this is something that, like, if you took your kids to like Applebee's and it was on the table, it'd be fun to do. Similar to, like, back in the day, you have like a maze that you can color with crayons or whatever on like a placemat. But they have like little games that are on it, and there's this one game that was on it called Poke Go, which was like a ripoff of Pokemon Go, and the characters they're like little cube versions of Pokemon. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Nintendo is so litigious. They'll sue over any like copyright. Like they were suing over Pal World. I'm like, if I'm like, I haven't really looked into it. Is Go part of the Pokemon brand, or is Go a ripoff, like shovel, like some like weird shovelware game? Because there was a lot of ripoff games that I was seeing. I was seeing like Tic Tac Mo instead of Tic Tac Toe. It was very strange. Miller Ale House. I don't know if you know about it in the UK, but it's like a chain restaurant in the States to discount Pokemon Go. Yeah, it was called Poke Go, and it actually has the same logo kind of as Pokemon with the Poke. It was just very strange, but that's the one little game thing that I saw over the weekend, other than the fact that I'm playing Pokemon Yellow still. You said, man, it was such a great game, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm surprised I haven't played it earlier. Good for you, man. Said it's probably just some Chinese ripoff. And it's just so strange that like Miller Ale House is kind of allowing this as part of their, because like on every single table. And it's so weird why they even have that to begin with, because Miller Ale House is one of those places where there's like HD TVs like all over the place for like sports and stuff. Like it just seems weird. Like, who are they marketing? Not many people bring their kids to these places, so it was just weird. But maybe it's for like teenagers. Maybe they like it. We do not have that restaurant. You said, yeah. Okay, so we got the checkpoint, right? But yeah, good for you, beating that. I'm guessing you're going on to Expedition 33 now? Oh god. I slipped. Alright, I'll get this. I think the next game I'm gonna be really excited for, actually, and I guess we could start talking about the state of play that happened last week. In my opinion, one of the best state of plays I've seen in years. It really was like there was a lot going on in these state of plays. You said, yeah, I played a little bit of Expedition 33 so far. Okay, nice. How do you like it? Let me just see. What was this? Just to give a rundown, because I always, like, when I watch these state of plays, I've been taking notes as to what gets shown, because I like to compare it to, like, last year's or so, on my own time, obviously. But it was an hour. Started off with Kena Scars of Cosmora, which is a sequel to Kena Bridge of Spirits. I've never played that game, but I have to say that sequel that they revealed at the State of Play as the opener it really looks like a game that started as kind of like a small game for the first game, and they really like went all out for the sequel, as if it was a success. I'm guessing the original was a successful in sales enough for them to really take the baseline of what they created and really like expand on it and make it much more richer and give it more depth and everything. It looks like a cool game. I don't know if it's for me, but but I have to say it. I'm glad that the sequel exists for fans because I actually do kind of like the art style of it. I think it's well animated, and I think it's like I like the bright colorfulness of that game, how it looks. It's not for me. I don't think I will ever play it personally, but I just like the idea that it exists for people because because it looks like a very high quality game. So I hope that turns out good. Um, Ghost of Yotei Legends. This is the next game that I'm really excited for because it's free DLC online. It has co-op up to 4 players. I really enjoyed um, Ghost of Yotei Legend. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima's Legends mode back in 2020. I like it. Really was like one of the last great multiplayer components to a single player game that I really enjoyed ever since The Last of Us's factions and Uncharted 4's multiplayer. Uh, hmm. Oh, I see what they want me to do here. I think I should. Hmm. Maybe take out these ones at the top and then come back. But yeah, I think, and that comes out March 10th. I think I'm gonna enjoy that. I know it comes out like 5 days after Marathon. I don't know what's going on with Marathon. I guess like if there ever is, I think if there's like a collector's edition in any form, I'll get it and I'll start to play it. I don't know. It's just my weird thing that in my brain where it's just like I know it's a live service game, but there's no physical, and it annoys me. Because Helldivers 2 has a physical, Concord had a physical. Why can't we have Marathon have a physical? I don't know. I just like to put it up on my shelf and be like, okay, this is another game I am going to sink my time into. You know, I know it's silly, but it's just like. You said the combat is going to take some getting used to. Okay, yeah. Yes, Sam. What are you going to do? Not play it? I mean, I don't. I'm at that point where it's like I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait to see how people like it, and I'll wait to And Ghost of Yotei Legends, I think, will hold me over until I can make a decision on that. But I am excited. Like, Marathon sounds cool, looks cool, But I'm not like obsessed with it. Like where it's like I really need to play this game. Like so it's like I'm not, it's not like the end all be all at the moment for me that I need to play this game right now. What else do we have? We have this game. Well, Death Stranding 2 is coming to PC, which is cool. Good for them. For Loop is another multiplayer live service game. Well, it's coming from a second-party studio, Bad Robot Games, which is the studio owned by J.J. Abrams. It's 4-player online team game. It looks fun. But we'll see. It looks cool. It almost looks like that was the game where there was kind of like this, almost like a Housemarque like enemy where there was this like giant like Rubik's cube that has like lasers coming out of it, and you have to like defeat the Rubik's cube with like your friends or whatever, and but there's like lasers coming out of it, so you have to dodge the lasers at once. It felt very like Returnal, but also like as a multiplayer type game. But it's a shooter. It's like a third-person shooter. Um, so there's that. Now I have to do this without dying. How do I do this? I need to get through without getting crushed by this box. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, we got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't. So what else? You know, the one game that I'm surprised is actually catching my attention is Pragmata by Capcom. It reminds me of Mega Man Legends, Capcom's Mega Man Legends from the PS1 era. In terms of how it's, I don't know, it has like Mega Man vibes to it, but it also kind of is like a, you're shouldering this young girl too, so it almost has a bit of a Last of Us, like here's like your, almost like it's like a sad dad game again, with Kratos and Atreus or Joel and Ellie, but Pragmata looks interesting, and every time I see it, I get a little bit more intrigued. So I mean, it's Capcom. I honestly haven't played a Capcom game since Mega Man Legends, so I don't know. Pragmata looks cool. It's coming out this year. It might be a game that I pick up, which is a rare form for me to pick up a Capcom game, let alone like a more Eastern game. What else do we have? Let's see. That caught my interest. Control Resonant, we saw more of that, which is something I will probably pick up. It's not the same as it was like over-the-shoulder third-person shooter. It's more of like a Devil May Cry, like kind of like looks like a hack and slash now. So they changed the genre. I have to say, it does look a little like the story. I really don't remember much of the story because of how cryptic the story is. Damn, I have to figure this out.
Bandicoot.
But it's something I might pick up. But I have to say, it does look a little overwhelming with like the shift in perspective. Like you'll be running one way, and then all of a sudden like gravity can change, or like you can run up walls. I feel like I'm envisioning myself getting very lost in this game. If there's like a puzzle section to it or whatever, but not that puzzle sections ever not that it's ever been that much of a problem for me, but I can just see myself getting a little exhausted with the game. So we'll see with that. I think I'm gonna take out all the boxes up top first. Nope. I don't like that they're all bouncing at the same time. So it's like I don't have an option to go left or right if I can't make it across. Let me just before I go into it. So we got Rayman 30th Anniversary, another game that looks really cool. Apparently, I think they have trouble getting the original soundtrack for the PS1 game. I'm not sure, but it's cool that there's like I think it's like 5 different versions, like Atari version. All the different ports, I think, is all wrapped into this thing. It has accessibility options, which is a big plus because Rayman for PS1 is one of the hardest games of all time, and that's not just me saying that because I haven't beat it. That's like a well-known shared opinion amongst the Rayman community. It really is like a punishing platformer. No platformer comes close to Rayman that I've ever played. Um, but there's accessibility options where you can you can have unlimited lives. You could do little rewinds to different parts uh, of the level where you don't have to rely on checkpoints. It's almost like save states in a way. Um, I like that. I like that because I like the idea that you can explore the game. I like that it's like the developers are acknowledging that this was a hard game and probably not even, and probably because it wasn't tested correctly, maybe. Who knows? There's also behind the scenes features with the original developers, so I'm sure they'll delve into the creative process of maybe, and maybe we'll get some insight into why the game is so hard. I it's one of the first successful like 2D side-scrolling games on the PlayStation. It's great. Oh, you said the original composer died. But I'm surprised you can't. That I guess the music rights die with the composer, maybe, or maybe they're just they're not accessible to the public. That's interesting. But yeah, that comes out June 26th. I don't know if it's a game I'll get. Maybe it's a game I'll get on sale, but it's cool that that's happening. What else caught my eye? 007 First Light is a game that I'll be interested in playing this year, so we'll see. Just more of a trailer. Oh, here's the big one. One of the first big ones for me. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. I knew if I waited and not got the PS3 version of Metal Gear Solid 4 that eventually a Volume 2 would show its face. It just makes sense. Why have a Volume 1 if there's not going to be a Volume 2? This is Metal Gear Solid 4, what is it, Guns of the Patriots, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which is a game I also have never played. You said Metal Gear Solid 4 is free from PS3 jail. Absolutely. And I hope they can... It's nice that Konami is doing this. It'd be nice if more games from PS3 can get out of jail also. Like the Resistance series or the Killzone series. But there is one game that will be getting out of jail. Well, let me die first here trying to do this. Let's hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn it! I have to find a way not to double jump over that. I have to just try to jump. But yeah, I don't want to get too far ahead, but let's see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this collection. I'm gonna get it. It's coming out August 27th, 2026. That will be good. As for the rest of it, they showed more Marathon with Helldivers 2, Death Stranding 2, and Gosuyote weapons, and more Sony stuff. I think are going to be integrated into the game. But yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, so the other... Well, I guess this isn't really getting out of jail, because it's more of a remake, but I was surprised to see that a God of War trilogy remake was announced. With the original voice actor, T.C. Carson, playing Kratos, who played Kratos for the original 3 games. That's cool. I think I'll be interested. The more I read up on this, it sounds very interesting to me. And there's supposed to be like new content that's going to be added in terms of like levels and stuff. I wonder how it's going to present itself. Like, is it going to be kind of similar to the God of War Norse games, where it's more over the shoulder, or maybe is it going to be a one-to-one remake, or do you think it's going to be something in between, where it's kind of a little bit more maybe a little bit more pushed in, but also kind of a little bit more freer than the Norse games, the way they control. Who knows? I mean, if this is a remake, I think I don't need it to be a one-to-one, because I still think if you go back and play the PS2 God of Wars and the PS3 version, those games hold up incredibly well. There's nothing, you know, like in terms of just how it plays, it's not like it's like, oh wow, this is like a rough around the edges type game. Sure, there's always going to be a little bit datedness, but I think as a game, it runs great. I think if you're going to do a remake, do something creative with it. You know, try to make it play in maybe a different perspective. Maybe in a, you know, I'm open to that. You said never in a million years thought they would get OG Kratos back. And I liked how he was there to announce it too, which was awesome. He said, well, Chris Judge did say a little something about what the game is going to be like. Okay. Enlighten me if you can, because you know, I'm completely okay knowing that. I think I did read some stuff, but I just kind of forgot at this point. But from what I've read, it's all been good stuff. Oh god. Oh man, I just slipped. And this is going to be a ways off, but I'm glad that it's happening. Like, there's other games that I wish would get remastered from Sony. Like SOCOM would be awesome, especially since they're so obsessed with multiplayer. But I also really enjoy the single-player campaigns of those games, and I think they would be awesome. But I think it's a more of a time, you know, like, the 2000s was very, it was very military, modern military coded because of what was happening, like, with the Iraq War and everything. So, SOCOM is kind of a game, a product of its time in a way. But at the same time, Call of Duty's still a thing, Battlefield's still a thing. Call of Duty is kind of slipping and losing the plot, but in terms of what people like about those games. But oh, I think I can. I don't think I have to. Ooh, I can do this actually. I go this way, and then I can take this out and this out, and then this I just have to worry about the. Let's see if I do it from the when it's at the fall down from the highest point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, man, it's like coming. Okay, so not when it's at the highest point. And I'm sorry I'm taking so long with this. We have so much to talk about that it's kind of hard to play this while you know, doing that. You said... Sorry. You said... He said it's going to be a little different to the original games, brand new. Which is something I completely welcome. New combat and new content. Awesome. And I said, I wonder if those mini-games will return for the God of War remake. You know, I think they should. Personally, I think there's nothing wrong with the sex minigames in the original God of War. A lot of people will say, oh, but it was like sexist or something. It wasn't sexist. If you ever listen to David Jaffe, the creator of God of War and Twisted Metal, he, you know, all that stuff, it was done, it was done in a way that, you know, it's not like Kratos was raping them. It was all consensual. It was all part of the story. You know, if you watch like an HBO show and you see nudity or sex, it's a thing, you know, like it's just part of art. I don't think there's anything even in modern day that should be censoring those games. They're rated M for mature for a reason. It's strange to me that it becomes like a controversy. But as we know, with most remakes in the modern era, censorship happens. You know, maybe Sony feels the liberty to change it or to convince Sony Santa Monica to go a different way in the direction of how they present Kratos now, but I think that's boring. I agree with David Jaffe where God of War Ragnarok ends in a way where it's like Kratos, okay, he kind of went through a journey and he's matured, but that's once it ends, once Ragnarok ends, it's like okay, but now what can like what drives Kratos? Like if we're ever gonna get a God of War game, like you kind of for him to have a pulpy aspect to the character, he still has to remain um he still has to like like people are still gonna want him to um when people sign up for a God of War game, they know what they're getting. Um so I don't know why we need to play it safe if we're gonna go back to the remakes where it's going to be a prequel, like where there is supposed to be a juxtaposition between the old Kratos and the Norse Kratos, where the Norse Kratos is a little bit more wise, because of what's happened to him in the past. Young Kratos is supposed to be a little bit more promiscuous. I don't see any problem with it. And the games that they really weren't that bad. Like they were little quick time events that you would do, like you would see like the vase shaking as the bed's going or whatever. It's like it's not a big deal. You said Game of Thrones is flooded with them. Exactly. It's like come on, like let's I feel like people just need to lighten up. Not everything has to be so serious. Alright, let's see if I can do this. I'm not gonna do it from the highest point. The low. I guess I'll try to do it from the lowest point now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard because it's blocking me. You said what else? To me, there really wasn't anything else beyond that, but everything else that was shown was a strong showing. Not every game needed to be for me, but really there was not as much quote-unquote slop as there usually is sprinkled in between a lot of the presentation in these state of plays. Like, it really was a strong state of play from beginning, middle, and end. I don't know if anything else caught your eye. Said, oh, there was that God of War spin-off. Okay, so yes, they shadow dropped a new God of War game, which is like a prequel of a prequel at this point. It's Kratos as like a mortal before he ever became a god. This is an interesting game. Again, I'm gonna wait for the physical. I think they announced that the physical is gonna come later or whatever, I believe. Or at least I hope. But again, the game is kind of getting milquetoast reviews. Let's see if I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool. I've heard from like I don't know if you saw David Jaffe from Jaffe Streams. Like he the original God of War creator. He is not happy about Sons of Sparta. It's a game I think I will play if I have a chance to. But I know the original creator of God of War is very critical of the game too. I respect David Jaffe's opinion. I know he can come off kind of as like a kind of a not a loose cannon, but kind of like he can kind of be a little bit chaotic with his opinions. I don't always agree with him on everything, but I do respect his opinion. And I think if anyone's opinion is to be valued, it is the original God of War's creator. Where there is something a little, it is cool that it's a Metroidvania type game. Okay, cool. We finally beat this god-forsaken game. Alright, let's do it. We did it. Only took us, like, a very long time. But we're talking about a lot of stuff here, so that's why. Ooh, I like that dance Coco did. That was nice. Okay. You said I saw him ripping the game apart, and like if you watch what he, a lot of people on Twitter kind of like to paint him as like a frustrated dude because they think he's like a has-been or something. I don't think he is, because he doesn't... He created the first 2 God of Wars, and then he created a game called Drawn to Death during the PS3 era, I think. And then he kind of wasn't feeling video game creation anymore after that. And he really has a passion for, like, podcasting now. And putting on, you know, a show in that aspect. He really, you know... I don't think someone changing their direction of what they're passionate about means that they're washed up or that their opinions are invalidated. I don't think when he's his criticisms are coming from a place of resentment at all. But I did watch his stream where he was explaining kind of like the beat by beat problems he has with the game, and I agree with him to an extent. Now, is it a game that I can still see myself picking up and playing? Yes. But I think it's good to be critical of games, regardless if you know, there's a smaller studio behind it, Mad Cat, that was like, you know, the game was the franchise was licensed out to in order to make this game. I know we always want to root for the studio, but you don't have to lick the boot of the corporations at every turn. You know, you can be critical of games. It's okay. You know, like Crash 4, I love this game, but I hate these time trials. I will forever be critical of that. It's not, and it doesn't come from a place of hate, though. It comes from a place of love. I love this game, and I love the Crash Bandicoot franchise. And I can also respect that the time trials aren't for me, but it can be for somebody else. And that's really what when I see David Jaffe giving his criticisms, I see it's coming from a place of love and passion. I respect that, and I admire that. And people being all defensive that he's like, oh, you know, they don't want to hear any whiff of criticism. Like, it's like, come on, like, you like, not everything has to be so, oh, this is great. You know, don't say a bad word about the game I'm trying to enjoy. It's okay to criticize. Alright, so we're in Blast to the Past here. Let's try this out. You said, don't worry, I'll keep an eye out for boxes. Thank you. Take a drink. A lot of talking here. Yeah, I feel like this is one of those levels that might throw a curveball at me with the boxes, so we'll see. Nice little change of atmosphere here. Oh god. Okay, body slams, get rid of that guy. Alright, this plant is like very disturbing. I can already smell the hidden boxes. Make sure there's no boxes like in the pit. Oh my god. Ah, I missed one. I gotta wait. Oh my god, these plants are so, like, unsettling. It never really hit me until now. Just, oh, look at this hidden box. Look at this. Me having to come back to find this. Can I still hit this box here? I can, cool. Oh. Oh, man. Alright, we're not going for the... We're gonna die a lot in these, going for these boxes, that's okay. Oh, yeah, I'll go back for that one. Alright, let's figure this out. I actually don't remember this being this part of it being an issue for me. We'll see. Oh, there's a box here. I didn't even see that. Yeah, I'll go back for that one, this one, and... Damn it! I gotta figure that out. Maybe I should take this mask. Alright, we'll take this box. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Alright, so at least I know that I don't have to go that way. Damn it. I wish I could just, like, get rid of these plants. Got it. Gotta go fast, man. Yep. Alright. These plants remind me of, like, the original Jumanji from 1995, one of my first favorite films. One of the roles was a plant very similar that had, like, a vine coming out of the flower, like that. Alright. We got a checkpoint. I think we're good. I hear something. Something's amiss out there. Oh, okay. Too soon. Get these out of the way. Checkpoint. Oh god. Everything should be good. Yeah, so far so good, I think. I have to be careful of this jump here. There we go. Ah, there's a... Okay. Yeah, next time we'll get that flashback tape on a different run. I'm seeing the mask there. That's interesting. That's weird. Trying to be just very because like there's a lot of things going on in the background and the foreground. It's very like the colors that I feel like a box can be very well hidden if I'm not careful. And there. How many? Got 110. I didn't have proper footing, so I was trying to get back onto the platform, but... We got this. Oh. Almost forgot that they crumbled. Beautiful. Yeah. Bonus. Yeah, I noticed that there's a lot of engravings of the mask we've come across so far. In the tree, in the rock, like... How do I want to do this? Oh, come on. I have to go fast, I guess. How did it disappear so quick? I feel like I couldn't have done it any more quicker, because I wasn't pressing X to jump. Let's try it again. Oh, maybe I have to do it like twice. So like do this, and then do it again. I should get this TNT. There we go. I feel like I'm coming back this way anyway, so... No, I think you need to get that. I don't know why I screwed that up. I was trying to like debate whether I should get every box out of the way, but it looks like with the time boxes, I don't need to worry about leaving any behind. At least I know how to get past the first part. Oh, can I get up there? I don't think so yet. I think... Okay. Got a box up here, and then these boxes right here. Oh, I think I know what I need to do. I needed to keep those boxes around... Or no, I don't know. Let's see. One. Okay, I need to... What do I need to do? Oh, okay, I did it anyway. That works. Interesting, you say. Yeah, we got it. I think technically I was supposed to leave a box open to get back up, but I still was able to do it. Alright, we got time stuff. Cool. Looks like we gotta get some type of action box to... Oh, we have to go ahead and then come back. Alright. Don't need that. I'm gonna come back in a second. Too much. Too slow. I messed up. I should have waited for the platforms to get back. I'm debating getting that mask, but We'll see. Maybe I can just get that first and then play it out. Wait for the platform to come back. There we go. And then we're just gotta do this. Wait for the platforms. Ooh. I needed to keep that nitro, that TNT there. Alright, let me start over. It's all trial and error. Beautiful. Remember, you can hit the nitro while you are good thinking. See, that's the kind of cool level design, because in the old Crashes, you would have been like, oh yeah, I need that TNT. That's where my head was. That's kind of cool. But I'll do it old school anyway. I wonder if there was any up... Okay, we're good. Yeah, so now this is here, so that's when you figure it out. And that's kind of like the slap in the face. If you did do it the way I intended to do it, and then you go here and it's like, oh, that I could have just done that. That's kind of cool level design. Ooh, but now we lost it. I honestly don't even need to do these, technically, because the nitros will explode it afterwards. But I kind of want to make sure I have... oh, I'm close to the third. Okay. I'm gonna leave those there. Okay. Now this is just straight on plate platforming at this point. I think there's like something to this where I want to get around. No, I guess I don't need to. I can just go up there. Just gotta make sure there's nothing up top. How are we? 8 out of 110. Alright, we got that 80% one at least. And I'll... What is this happening here? Are they wanting me to... Let me get the checkpoint, and then... I think they want me to jump here and jump back. What do they want? Oh, I see what they want me to do. Okay. And then just jump here. Oh, for some reason it wasn't letting me go right. Alright. It's all good. Right? Okay. Figure that out. Wait a little bit. There we go. I saw that. I want to get that hidden gem. Might as well, right? Also, am I seeing a box here? No, I'm not. Oh, okay. I'll die. I could have sworn I saw a box there, but there wasn't any. Good so far, I think you said. Oh, come on. I really have to, like... As soon as I jump over, I have to jump back over. There we go. Oh, I need to be in the... Alright, a lot of trial and error going on. Did I keep that gem, though, or do I have to get the gem over again? I don't think so, right? Nah, I already got it. Oh! I gotta stay in that. I really like the level aesthetic here. Even though it's prehistoric, it really reminds me of like the jungle levels of even if it was in the present day. Alright, 6 nitros. Let's hope. Beautiful, we got the gem. Maybe now we can try to get through it in 3 lives? And also try to get that flashback too. He said yes. Yeah, let's do that one over. Just to give it a run through. Not worrying about the boxes. I like this level for its simplicity. I mean, it's a tough level, but it's simple. It's like just good old platforming. Gotta love it. Might as well keep the lives going, get our lives back. Not that we're short on lives here, but. Oh god. Okay. Flashback tape, which we'll do next episode, start of next episode. Got a second mask going. Just gotta get through this platforming part of this. Beautiful. Don't need to do the bonus because the checkpoint's right there. And we got the masks. I don't know if I can go through here, but I don't want to risk it. Trying to be... Sometimes when you get invincibility, it's very easy to feel like you're invincible. But with all the platforming you have to do, you have to be careful. Okay, we've done this enough times that it shouldn't be an issue. Oh! I could hear footsteps. Like there's something out there. Oh, come on. Depth perception there. Sorry, we got this. There we go. Easy peasy. Cool. I guess we can try... give the next one a shot? Cortex level. Fossil fueled. Let's see how long this one goes. We're gonna give it a run through. If I don't get everything all in one go or whatever, it's all, you know, it's we could pick it up in the next episode. I have to get used to his controls, man.
Predators like my blaster's new settings.
Really cool that we're playing as Cortex here. First time in terms of the, you know, the between the original trilogy, that is. How do I don't have a double jump, but I can go like this. First time since Twinsanity, right. And of course, Crash Team, we know kart racing doesn't count, but in terms of the platformer, the mainline platformers, we never saw this before. In terms of, besides Twinsanity, that is. I wonder if they expect me to take out, and it's just so cool that we got his phaser, you know, from the original, or from really since Crash 1 and Crash 3 is when he uses his gun. In the boss fights, that is. So how does this work? Alright, so we can turn... we can blockify stuff.
Well, who's laughing now? Me.
Okay. Make it bouncy? I love the idea of... because Cortex always had kind of agency over his minions. For him to be able to change the obstacles on the battlefield, or on the, you know, to make them kind of work for him in a way, to manipulate them, very on theme. You know, I think about Crash 2, how like it was like all the animal, you know, like the turtles have like a metal plate in their head and stuff like that. Like, it was always a thing. Kind of reminds me of the DS version of Crash of the Titans, where you play as Nina. Nina turning critters into monsters. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Jump dash. Is there anything below? I don't think so, right? Come back. Okay, cool. I can't change that thing, fortunately. Ow. What are we looking at? 101? When in doubt, just destroy the nitros. Oh god. Okay. I'll wait for him to finish his little thing. Okay, that wasn't the way I wanted to go. Also, this song is a nice remix. Yeah, definitely. I like that this game dips into like kind of like the older themes of the games, while also offering new stuff. I'm trying to be mindful of like boxes they might hide up now that they taught me about my gelatinized target is square square. Yep, figured that out. Okay. Is there anything I can get up top here? Nope. Alright, we're at the checkpoint. I like it. Okay, this will come in handy soon. Nice little side-scroller type action we got going here. I really like how Cortex doesn't control, like, you know, they make him every character that they've introduced that we play as a different character, like they've made them interesting in terms of how they play as a platformer. It mixes it up. And I like how Cortex, you really have to think about the different things you just learned, you know, from your basic movesets on how to maneuver this type of environment. Oh, you can also make it... Oh, they didn't teach us that one yet. Okay. Okay, I want him to be as low as possible. Okay. And then I want to go... Go back. I think that was the only thing I needed to get, right? From back here? Yeah. I think I could just do this. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's fun. I like this. And I like that there's a little bit of, after you do your little zoom, you have a little bit of hang time to figure out where, like, to push yourself a little bit over onto the platform or not. Trying to... I guess I can get it from the other side. Like, I can come back if I need to. I like that. Let's get rid of these nitros in case. Guess I don't need to go crazy like that. Let him come closer. However, it's not fun playing as him for time trials. Yeah, I can imagine that. But then again, I haven't really had that much experience with the time trials with him because I get so discouraged just doing it with Crash that I haven't really tested it with Cortex. Maybe there'd be something more to the platforming, because at least I'm not triple spinning anymore. I just have to worry about the basic platforming of Cortex. But I can still see it being a little tough. How do I do this? I guess... I want to be able to... Oh, I see what to do. Okay. That's cool. And I also need to get this back up here. Okay. Got that. Cool. I love how you need to think outside the box to... Oh, you mother. See, I went through so much... Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Well, at least I get it. I can kind of just get it going. But that was kind of a buzzkill. Oh, come on, plant. Yeah, that was a little bit... that sucked. Because you go through so much of, like... You're trying to take it nice and easy, and then all of a sudden there's that. Alright, but I can get through this. Beautiful. Get him as close as possible. There we go. Alright, let's put an end to you. You got this. So far, 58, we're a little over halfway through. Let's see how we can do here. Alright, now we're at least got the checkpoint.
Ooh, I've never tried a volcano lair. Do good guys have volcano lairs? Much to learn.
I mean, if you played the jet ski levels in the Crash 3, there were volcanoes with Cortex's, like, kind of like Cortex's face, like Mount Rushmore onto the volcano. So you think he would have? Maybe he does. Maybe we're in a different timeline. Maybe he doesn't remember that. But I imagine if you go through the trouble, oh, damn it! If you go through the trouble of carving your face into a volcano, you think he would have came up with the layer idea. Okay. I had a feeling. Alright, we're at a checkpoint, we're good. Cool. Thankfully, these platforms are safe. I never have to worry about them falling or anything. I think I want to make that one a bouncy one.
On second thought, no volcano lair. I can feel my nostril hairs sizzling.
Make this a bouncy. Make sure there's nothing that way. Gotta watch out for this plant. I have to like. I see what I gotta do. Okay. Now we go. Alright, I think we're good unless there's a. sure there's nothing up top here that I didn't see. Nope, we're good. Make sure there's no hidden tomfoolery. Got that. How are we doing? 76 at 101. We're almost there. Oh god. I remember there being a trick to this part. But like some type of puzzle to it, but we'll see. Nope. Alright, we know there's nothing behind these. Just go through here. Damn it. There we go. Let's try to get through this. Okay.
Haven't seen mushrooms that big since I left the Gigantizotron running overnight.
Of course. How's my... Let him be there. Okay. That works for me. You know what? How do I want to do this? Huh. Guess that works. I think we're good. How are we doing with... We're almost at the 80%. 2, 3, 4. I think we're good. Let's hope for the best here. Got the 80%. Oh, we missed 2. At least we got the 80%. Damn, man. Unless there's a... We're gonna have to find that one for next time. The 2 that I... You're like, mother! Just make sure it's not, like, here hidden, but I don't think so. Alright, next time we'll do that. Oh, we did the 3 max, though. Dude, how? At least we got the 3 max out of the way. We don't have to worry about that for next time. So, you know, we don't have to go through, like, multiple a third playthrough, you know. Alright, so that's out of the way. Next, I missed the hidden gem. That's interesting. Alright, we'll figure it out. That's our first time playing as Cortex for Crash 4. And of course we'll have to go back. Cortex timelines unlocked. He started a foe, now he's a friend. Experience Cortex's point of view. This is cool. I like it. Excellent. I like how I still love it. I get a kick out of it that they make you choose excellent as if that's like a. It's like, okay, yeah, like choose an opinion, excellent, and that's the only opinion you can have of this. Isn't it great? Okay, so next time we'll do the flashback tape. We'll figure out what we missed here. Try to find that hidden gem also, but also we'll go back and get the Cortex. It'll be a Cortex filled episode, I'm sure. But I think other than that, I think we're like, what is there to say in terms of? Did I miss anything in terms of state of play? Like, I'm just looking at it. A lot of good stuff on the horizon. So we'll see. Other than that, there's a new John Wick game. Oh, that did look cool. You're right. I like Keanu Reeves. I'm a big fan of The Matrix. I watched the first John Wick. I never watched the rest. I'm so much more of a super fan of like the original Matrix trilogy than I am of John Wick. But I really like John Wick, and I think it's cool that he's still like that Keanu Reeves is still relevant and awesome, and I love to see a game with his likeness in it. I know he was like in Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever, but I like that he's actually playing his own licensed character from the films as a game. It's nice to see licensed games still being a thing. He's still kicking, right? Now, if they can make a new Matrix game, which is what they were kind of tooling around with, because there's a Matrix 5 that's in development at the moment at Warner Brothers. That is actually a thing. Now, again, I will always be, the Matrix trilogy. They can keep milking the Matrix franchise if they need to, but the original trilogy is where it's at for me. But anyway, yeah, cool to see Keanu getting his own game with the John Wick. I think that's awesome. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? I'm like looking at the list. Not much. I mean, it was a great state of play, but the thing next I think that I definitely will be dipping into is Ghosts of Yotei Legends. I think that's gonna be cool. I'm sure it's gonna have its own set of trophies that's gonna come with it. I'll enjoy doing that. Oh, by the way, one game I did try to do as of recent was after I platinumed Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, I went back to the original Ratchet & Clank to see if I can brush up some trophies. I don't think it's gonna happen. The grind, it's like you need to get 1,000,000 bolts, and I think at the moment when I was playing it, I had like 17,000. And I think it's 1,000,000 bolts accumulated over time, even after you spend it on weapons. But when I went to Ratchet & Clank, like the game really wasn't guiding you into like what you can be doing. Like it really the levels feel kind of just empty after you've already completed them. Yes, you can get more bolts, but like I played through like the Metropolis level, like as much as I could, and I got like 5,000 bolts, and I was like, I don't know how much more I have to get to 1,000,000, but I just spent like 30 minutes combing this level and I only got 5,000. It's too much. I wasn't feeling it. So you need to do a glitch. Oh, so that's the thing, right? Like there's some exploit that I need to figure out. I just wish the game can kind of lend its, like, Up Your Arsenal, like, it lent itself to its replayability. It's like, it's very clear that it's like you're missing the titanium bolt from this level, or here's the quirk missions, here's the skill points you can start to do. With Ratchet & Clank 1, like, I really had no idea where to start. It just seemed strange to me. You say yes, it will work. That's what I did. But I don't know. it's just I wasn't vibing with it. I was vibing with Up Your Arsenal. Ratchet and Clank 1, I just wasn't. I was just like, eh, maybe some other day. It just didn't stick with me. Other than that, I think maybe I'll dip into, like, now that I'm progressing more into, like, Crash 4's levels again, I'm gonna try to maybe, like, on my own time with my other save that I have, like, 93% completion on, I'll try to do some more, insanely perfect relics, maybe, going forward. But other than that, I'm not really... with my backlog, I'm kind of just like, I don't know what I want to be doing right now. But yeah, that's that. Other than that, Peppa Pig, it's been a pleasure. Anyone out there who wants to like, comment, or subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. You could subscribe to KevPlays9490 on YouTube, or follow me on Twitter at Let's Watch Series. Other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, keep a clear head, and keep on gaming, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye, Peppa Pig. Have a good one.